Good morning, Imago Dei kids. My name is Leo, and I'm giving announcements for today! Announcements! Yeah! Last week we heard about a girl who was brought back to life. This week we will hear about a special meal. Yum. Before we hear more about God's family, let's celebrate the people who had birthdays this week. If you had a birthday, my bad, this week we want to say this blessing over you. God made you! God made you! God made you! God made you! Imago Kids is now supporting our friends in Tanzania with the Hush. God made Tanzania!
God made Tanzania!
God knows Tanzania!
God knows Tanzania!
God loves Tanzania!
God loves Tanzania!
Hi, what's up, Imago Kids? This is Mr. Seth. It is so good to be with you guys today, wherever you're at. I am here at Imago in one of our Imago Kids rooms, and I am so stoked that I get a chance to share another story about another miracle that Jesus did with all of you. So, over the last few weeks, me and Miss Sandra, Miss Michelle, and Miss Rachel, we have had the chance to share some stories with you about these really wild, seemingly unbelievable things that happen, but they really did happen. And those things are called miracles. Today we're going to talk about another miracle, but before we talk about today's miracle, we're going to talk about food for a minute. I want you and whoever you're watching this video with, look around, whoever that is, maybe it's your family, a couple of friends, somebody that you really care about. You're going to pause this video and I want everyone with you to share what is your favorite food. My favorite food is fried chicken and macaroni and cheese. I love fried chicken. I love macaroni and cheese. My two favorite things. I want you to pause right now and you're going to go around and share what your favorite food is with your community. Pause. Okay, we're back. So now that you've all shared the story of food for you and your people, we are going to talk about food a little bit in our story of Jesus today. So here's the deal. In our story, we find Jesus and his friends. The version that I'm going to talk about today is out of the book of Matthew in chapter 14, verse 13. So if you want to read this on your own or with your family, with some friends later, that's where you can find it. Matthew chapter 14, verse 13. And here's what happens in our story. Somebody who is really close to Jesus, some of you might remember him a couple of weeks ago. His name was John the Baptist. He was close to Jesus in the way that he was cousins with Jesus. And he was one of the first people to start getting the community around Jesus ready for him to come and start telling them what the truth was. And so John the Baptist dies, and he dies in a way that was really painful and really sad. And people were kind of making fun of his death, which is a terrible way to die. And in the book of Matthew, it says that Jesus heard about his friend and cousin, John, dying. And it said he wanted to go and be in a solitary place. That means he heard this news, he was sad, and he was like, I just want to go be in a place by myself for a little bit. So the story in the book of Matthew says that Jesus gets into a boat and he goes and he rows and he finds a place to be all on his own. And when he gets to land again, his friends, his disciples, they are waiting for him, and there's crowds that know that he's coming. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people know that Jesus is near, and they want to be a part of what Jesus is offering. And so the Bible says that Jesus looked at all of these people, and even though it sounds like Jesus was sad, Jesus was having a hard time on his own, he looked at all of these people, and the Bible says that he had compassion on them. That means he looked at all of these people, these thousands of people, and he said, I have something that I can give these people to help them be more of who they were made to be. In the book of Matthew, it says that he had compassion on them and he began healing them. And so people would come to Jesus and they would say, I've been bleeding for years and years and years and years. I don't know what's wrong with me. Can you fix me? And they would come to Jesus and Jesus would heal them. And some people would say that, they would say, Satan and his demons have been messing with my brain and my heart for years and years and years and years. I need your help, Jesus. And it says Jesus touched them and he healed them. Little kids, maybe that were sick or people thought they were going to die, they would bring them to Jesus and Jesus would put his hands on them and they would be healed also. So people came to Jesus. He had compassion on them and he healed them. And then it got late into the day and everyone had been together. Thousands of people, the Bible says, and Jesus and his friends. And it's like dinner time. And Jesus looks at his really good friends, his disciples, and he's like, you guys, it's dinner time. People are hungry. We got to eat. And the disciples, they look around and they say, okay, all we have are just a couple of fish and a few loaves of bread. And they say, Jesus, what are we going to do? Like, if we were to feed all of these people, it would be like years of our money that we earned is how much it would cost. It would be too much. There's no way that we can feed all these people with just a couple of fish. And Jesus says, I'm going to take whatever we've got and I'm going to make it into something even more. And his disciples, I think they were kind of like, what in the world is this guy talking about? Jesus is always saying these tricky, confusing things. But even when they're tricky and confusing, that Jesus we know always comes through. He always does something incredible. Maybe not always when he wants him to, but it always ends up being something that we need. And so Jesus takes just a couple of fish and it turns into more fish. More and more and more and more and more and more and more. Goldfish. I don't know if they were goldfish. Whatever kind of fish it was, Jesus just took a couple of fish, just a couple, and he made more. He made more fish, and he made more bread. And the Bible says that like more than 10,000 people were able to eat that day because of what Jesus did with just what his friends could find. I love that. I love that we get to walk with a Jesus that does so much with whatever we've got. Sometimes we think, I don't have enough. Jesus can't do something with this. Sometimes we think, I'm just a kid. Like, whatever, it's fine. Jesus maybe doesn't have anything to do with me yet. But my friends, I want to tell you that just like Jesus could take a little bit of goldfish and make something huge enough to fill the bellies of thousands of people, he can keep doing really cool things with you and with me too. No matter how young or old we are, no matter what our bodies are like, no matter what our brains are like, Jesus can do something beautiful and incredible with you and with me if we give him whatever we've got, whatever we're made of. I want to tell you about a couple people. This is my son, Mateo. This is my son, Mateo. Mateo is 4 years old. And even at 4 years old, let me tell you what is so cool about Mateo. He can bring joy to so many people by just telling them a couple of dinosaur facts. He loves dinosaurs. And my son, Mateo, when he tells people about dinosaur facts, they're like, holy cow, that is really wild that you know all these things about dinosaurs and you're only 4 years old. I love that. It makes people smile. You know what? I think God uses dinosaur facts to put smiles on people's faces through my son, Mateo. I love that. This is my daughter, Sojo. I love my daughter, Sojo. She is able to see people, to know that they are hurting, and to come up with ideas really quick about how to help other people feel better, even when they're going through a really hard time or even if they've had a really hard story in their life. I love that. I'm 33 years old. My daughter Sojo is 8, and I cannot do that in the same way she can. She gives whatever she has to God, and God uses that to make her neighbors feel better. This is my friend Jacob. This is my friend Jacob right here. I love my friend Jacob. And one of the things about my friend Jacob is that he could pick up a basketball and play basketball with anybody. And he gets in there. And he might just be a kid to some people, but to me, he is a fierce competitor. He has much better skills than I do. And when I watch him play basketball with others, I see the way that he's never just playing basketball. He's never just hanging out. He's never just playing games with people. He also has a way of becoming a friend to anybody that is in front of him and showing kindness to them, even when other people might not be interested in showing kindness to them. I love that about my friend Jacob. This is my friend Joey. I love Joey, and I love this picture of Joey so much. I was thinking this morning about my friend Joey, and I was thinking about how when we used to be at church together all the time, if a new kid would come into the classroom who maybe hadn't been here before, Joey would always be one of the first kids to sit down next to them at the table and start doing a craft or some kind of art with them. And I was thinking about the way that God made her to be able to be a friend to somebody really quickly when other people, it might take a long time to warm up. And I think Joey doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to be a friend really quickly to people and share God's love with them, but she totally does. And just like Jesus's friends just had a couple of fish, and Jesus turned it into something bigger than they could have imagined, I believe that our Jesus can do that with whatever you and I have today too. Maybe it feels like being a friend to somebody isn't enough. But I want to tell you something. You have no idea how important it is to be somebody's friend. And we have no idea how much that will mean to them, how important that will be in their life someday. Maybe you have really incredible art skills. If you let God do something incredible with that, I know that he's going to do something incredible with that too. And maybe the incredible thing won't be that thousands and thousands of people know about it, but maybe just one person's life will be better because they were able to see Jesus. They were able to see God's power. They were able to see what love looks like because you were willing to share what God gave you and give that away to somebody else. That's our story today, my friends. I cannot wait until I get to see y'all next time. Love you so much. Go and keep letting Jesus do incredible things with whatever you already have right now. Bye, guys. Hey, Imago Dei kids, welcome to the music portion of our Sunday morning video this week. I'm Mr. Seth.
I'm Jojo. I'm Mateo.
we're a family band today. We're on our break from class for the morning. Our teacher said, go eat a snack, go move your body. We are singing in our family. This is an Imago Dei kids song that we used to all sing together. We used to dance together. Our family likes to listen to this song like sometimes when we're making dinner, having a little dance party, sometimes when we're driving around in our van. And this song is called Ask, Seek, Knock. So maybe your family can look up chords or listen to this song, and you guys can do your own family band or dance party, whatever you want to do. This is what we're doing today. So it goes like this. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, when you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Whoa, whoa. So it doesn't have to sound beautiful. It just has to sound fun. We like to have fun. We like to remember who Jesus is and what is true about what the Bible says. And sometimes songs like this one can help us get those things stuck in our head and our heart. We love you guys. Have a great week. Go sing some songs.
Yeah.